course. Once in a small fishing town, there was an abandoned lighthouse standing tall by the sea. Legend told of a sailor named Jonathan, who had perished in a storm, but his spirit returned to protect the ships from harm on stormy nights. It was said that the light from the old lighthouse would flicker on, guiding troubled ships safely to shore, even when no one could be found inside. A young sailor, stranded at sea during a fierce storm, witnessed this miraculous light. As he followed it, he could see the faint outline of a man, steering the ghostly beam through the darkness. Once safely ashore, he turned to thank the spectral figure, but it had disappeared. The sailor shared his tale, adding to the legend of Jonathan, the ghostly guardian of the lighthouse. Did you like that one?
I loved it. Thanks for telling me it. Well,
Once, in a remote village, an ancient church stood abandoned. They said when the bells chimed at midnight, the spirits of the past gathered. One curious soul, seeking answers, ventured into the church. As the clock ticked closer to 12, the air grew cold, and soft murmurs filled the empty hall. At the stroke of midnight, the bells rang, and ghostly figures appeared, dancing silently in the moonlight, their faces serene and timeless. The visitor, mesmerized, watched as these spirits retraced steps from their past lives, sharing stories and secrets of times gone by. As dawn approached, the figures faded, leaving behind an air of peace and history preserved. The curious soul returned to the village, forever touched by the night's encounter, and the village continued to whisper of the midnight dance in hushed tones.
that was a great story. Thanks, Louie.
I'm thrilled you liked it. If you ever want to hear another tale or chat about something else, just let me know. All right, I'll take it slow. Once, in a little town, there was an ancient forest. Deep within, a mysterious cabin stood, said to be haunted by a kind spirit named Ella. Locals claimed she only appeared to those in need. One stormy night, a lost traveler stumbled upon this cabin seeking refuge. He hesitated at the door, but a gentle light inside beckoned him as he entered. Warmth and comfort enveloped him, as if Ella herself welcomed him. Throughout the night, he saw fleeting glimpses of her, a shimmering figure, smiling softly. By morning, he awoke rejuvenated and safe. Grateful, he left a heartfelt note. Returning to town, he heard tales of others helped by Ella's enigmatic presence. Her legacy was one of hope and kindness, making the forest less foreboding for all who knew her story. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, Louie.
Once upon a time, there was an old mansion on the outskirts of a quiet village, known as Shadow Hall. Abandoned for decades, its halls whispered with eerie voices on moonless nights. One brave villager decided to uncover its mystery. Armed only with a lantern at midnight, he felt cold winds and heard whispers growing louder. Footsteps echoed behind him, yet he found himself back at the entrance each time he moved forward. Finally, he understood the words, "Leave while you can." Taking the warning seriously, he dashed out. Villagers revealed the curse of a reclusive owner whose spirit still lingered, warding off intruders. And so, the whispers of Shadow Hall remained a chilling reminder to leave its secrets undisturbed.
That's a cool ghost story. Thanks, Louie.
I'm glad you liked it. If you ever want to hear another story or chat about anything else, just let me know.
Hey, Louie, tell me a spooky story. Hey, Louie, tell me a spooky story.
In a quaint town, nestled between misty hills, stood a peculiar inn unlike others. Its guests were whispered to be from another realm. One stormy night, a traveler sought shelter within its eerie walls. The innkeeper, an ethereal presence, welcomed him with a knowing smile as midnight approached. The traveler heard soft music and laughter echoing. He peered into the ballroom to see ghostly figures dancing as if frozen in time. Mesmerized, he joined them, and for a brief moment, felt part of their world at dawn. The figures faded. The inn stood silent once more. The traveler, now touched by the supernatural, left with a sense of wonder and a tale no one else would ever believe.
Thank you for the story. That was a good one.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. If there's anything else you'd like to talk about, just let me know.